Hello everyone, welcome to the lecture 8 of C programming language. We are in our lecture number 8. In this lecture, let us learn in detail about tokens in C. In our previous videos, we learned about what actually a C is. Like we started with the history of the C, and then we learned about a simple basic structure to be followed whenever you want to write a C program. So if you have not seen those videos, I request you all to go through those videos to know about the history of C and the basic structure of the C. And we also covered in the earlier videos about the introduction part about the computers and what are all the components we have in the computers, and then we learned about in different ways how a computer can be programmed. So for your reference, I'll be leaving the playlist link in the bottom bar. So you can refer the playlist link from the below bottom bar. Right. So let us start our today's lecture. Our today's lecture is completely theoretical lecture where we will be learning about what actually C tokens are nothing but. Normally, whenever you consider any English paragraph, so in an English paragraph, each and individual word and the punctuational marks are referred as C tokens. Right. Here also in C programming language, whenever you are writing in a C program, the individual elements of that C program are referred as your C tokens. Like your paragraph, individual word and punctuational marks in C program, individual elements in the C program are referred as a C tokens. Right? So normally whenever you consider your C program, that program will be consisting of any one of these, not one, a combination of these tokens. So normally we have 6 types of tokens: keywords, identifiers, constants, strings, special symbols and operators. So let us learn in detail about individual C token. The first one is about keywords. Now what actually a keyword is? The name itself it is telling is keyword is nothing but these are also called as a predefined words or reserved words. Reserved words is nothing but some words are there which can't be used for the by the user for their general uses. The name of that word or the meaning of that word is fixed. We cannot change the meaning of that word. So that's why these are called as predefined. That means the meaning of those words are already be defined. So we can use for our purpose, but we can't change the meaning of those words. Right? That means the functionality of each and every word is predefined, and each word has its own functionality. And these cannot be used as variable names for our general purpose. And the C language supports 32 keywords, and these are all the list of 32 keywords that are there. And remember, the way they have defined, we need to use in that way only. Let us consider a simple example of CHAR, which is one type of data type. CHAR is defined like all are of small letters only. We need to use in that way only. So this keyword CHAR is nothing but char. So which can be used with all small letters only. If you change this C as a capital, then it will not be considered as a keyword. It can be taken as your own variable. So keywords are to be used the way they have defined only. Got it all of you? So if you see here, these are all the different keywords we have. Here this do while, make a note of all this one, all of you. D should be small letter. Right? Here there is a small mistake here. D should be of small letter. So these are all 32 keywords we have in our C programming language. Next one is the identifier. Second type of C token is identifier. As we know, keyword is nothing but a word which is having a predefined meaning. We can use that word if you want to include in your program. But whereas coming to an identifier is nothing but user defined word. That means we are giving the meaning for that word. Keyword is nothing but their meaning are already predefined, but identifier is nothing but we are defining the meaning for that word. So user defined, these identifiers are used to name your variables or for arrays or for structures or for giving names for your functions. So for anything, if you are doing anything for your purpose, user defined words, then that can be done by using your identifiers. So whenever you are naming your variables or functions or arrays or structures or anything, you can use the composition of uppercase letters, lowercase letters, underscore letters and digits. Only these combinations can be used. Letters of both uppercase and lowercase letters. Underscore symbol, only one symbol will be used in case of identifier, that is underscore, and digits. 0 to 9 digits. uppercase letters of A to Z and lowercase letters of A to Z and underscore. Only these things can be used for composing or for giving any name as an identifier. Right? So, but here you need to remember some rules to be followed while defining any identifier. The first thing is always the first character must be an alphabet. Like apple, if you take the first character is alphabet, A is an alphabet, that can be considered as an identifier. If right, or else you can put an underscore in front of apple, that can also be considered as an identifier. But it should not start with an integer like 1 apple. If you write like that, then that should not be considered as an identifier. Always the first character of an identifier should be an alphabet or an underscore. And uppercase letters and lowercase letters are completely different. Suppose if you consider one identifier is A, small letter, then it and another one can be considered with capital A, because uppercase letters and lowercase letters are distinct, because C is case sensitive, right? So the first letter should be alphabet or underscore, and uppercase letters and lowercase letters are completely different. And whatever keywords, 32 keywords we have, those keywords cannot be used as your identifier. And the length of your identifier, like I told you, apple, if you are giving, that can be your identifier. But whenever you are giving an identifier name, that identifier should have only 31 characters, not more than 31 characters should be given. So these are some of the rules you need to consider. And one more rule is white space should not be given in your identifier, like APP space PLE you should not give. Like that, white spaces are not at all considered in case of your identifier. So by keeping these points in your mind, we can define any identifier. First letter should be alphabet or underscore, but uppercase and lowercase letters are different. Keywords cannot be used as your identifier, and the length of an identifier should not be more than 31 characters, and then you should not use your white spaces, right? So let us move to the next type of token, that is your constant. So the name itself, it is telling constant is nothing but fixed. So whenever you want to give a fixed value to any variable, then that fixed value to a variable is nothing but the value of that variable you don't want to change throughout your program, right? So that can be done by using your constant token. And normally we have two categories of C constants, numeric constants and character constants. Numeric constants is nothing but a whole value which can be considered as an integer, or you can give a decimal value which can be considered as a real constant, right? Coming to the character constant is nothing but single character can be given or a group of characters can be given. So all these can be collectively called as constant, but in all these cases you need to understand like the value of that variable, the value of whichever you are going to store in that variable will be fixed and it will not be changed throughout the program. Normally, if you want to achieve that thing, constants can be defined in your C programming language in two ways. One way is by using your const keyword. This is one keyword, one among 32 keywords, const keyword, and or else you can use hash defined preprocessor, right? So if you are using const keyword, you need to write const in front of the variable declaration. In detail about the variable declaration we will learn later. But remember here, when this is the way how you will be declaring or initializing the value. And if you are not using the const here, that means the var variable value can be changed anywhere in your program. But if you want to fix the value of 5 to this var, just put const in front of this one, then that value will be fixed throughout the program. You can't change that one. If you are trying to change, you will be getting an error. The second way is using the preprocessor director. This we already learned in our last class. Simply you need to use this hash define preprocessor directive and use the variable name whatever you want, and to that variable you can assign this value, and this pi value, which is 3.14 in this example, is constant throughout the program. You can't change that one. So one of these two can be used to define the constant. So this is the another category of your C token. The next one is your strings. String is nothing but a single character, single alphabet. If you write, that can be referred as a character. But if you write to array of characters, that means collection of characters. And after writing all the characters, at the end, if you put /0, then it is nothing but a string. Right? In detail about the string in future we'll be learning, but for the time being you can understand like a group of characters which is having a /0 at the end, which mentions the end of the character. This /0 is referred as a string. Right? Always strings should be enclosed within the double quotes and a single character should be enclosed in a single character. And the size of the string is always equal to the number of characters that are given in that double quotes. So we can define the string in three ways. First way is you need to use the data type of char. I think you don't know what actually characters char data type for this. For the time being, you remember like this. This is the one way where the string can be directly written and kept in the single double quotes like this, and mention the size here. Or else you can no need to mention the size here, directly put like this, or else single character can be given in single quotes and we need to use this flower braces like this to mention your string. So these are the different ways. In detail about the strings we'll be learning while learning the arrays concept, right? So the next type of token is special symbols. Special symbol is nothing but they have a special meaning. The symbol will be having the special meaning and it should not be used for any other purpose. So the first type of special symbol is your square brackets. Normally these are used for your arrays concept. So these should be used for your arrays concept only, in the arrays concept only, which represents your single or multiple dimensional subscripts. Next one is your this parenthesis, which normally called as simple brackets. These can be used for your function declaration or function calling like that. Normally we have used the printf statement, there we have used this one. So these have their own special meaning. Next one is your curly braces, which are also called as flower braces. These are used to group the set of statements into one block, and to mention the opening and closing of the code we can use this flower braces or curly braces. Next one is the comma. Comma operator can be used for separating more than one statement. Right? So if you have more than one statement, those statements can be separated by using the comma operator. We have already used that comma operator in the printf statement, or else we'll learn in future how to use this comma operator also. So this is one type of special operator. Next we have a hash. Normally I think you have used this hash at hash include, hash define. So it can be used for preprocessor directive, or it can be used to denote the header file also, hash include stdio.h like that. Next one is star symbol, which is called as asterisk, and this symbol is used to perform the multiplication operation, which is one way, and the other special symbol is which can be used with the pointers concept. While learning the pointer concept, we will be using this star symbol. Next one is your period symbol, dot operator, which can be used to access your structure and union variable members, and at that time while learning the structures and unions, you will be understanding the dot operator. So these are all your special symbols. These are all your C tokens. The next last type of C token is used operator. Normally operator is nothing but it is used to perform a particular operation. So this operation should be performed on some data items, and those data items are known as your operands. So data items on which operation is performed are known as operands. Operators are all normally classified into three types: unary operator, binary operator, and ternary operator. Unary operator is nothing but this operator will be applied on only one data item, like positive numbers, negative numbers. If you want to represent, then you will be using this one. Binary operator is nothing but you will be using two data items like addition, subtraction, like such type of operators. Normally in detail about this binary operators, which we have 8 categories of operators, we'll be learning in our future classes, starting from arithmetic operators to relational operators, bitwise operators, all those things. Next one is the ternary operator. As the name itself it is telling, we have 3 operators. This also we'll be learning while discussing our operators concept. Right? So these are all our 6 categories of our C tokens we have in our C programming language. With this, we'll come to an end of our today's class. I hope you all are clear with this concept of C tokens in C programming language. Let us all meet in our next lecture. Thank you.